All right, good morning, everyone. Well, it's about 8:52, and we're sitting here with, half an hour, 40 minutes to the bell. So the gap scan this morning, kind of interesting. Leading gapper is $1 a share. It's up 156%. This morning, well, yesterday it was at 39 cents. This morning, some news, FDA market exclusivity, and off it goes. But one of the things to be mindful on this is that, of course, being quite cheap, I usually don't expect a large per share gain in terms of cents per share. And instead, I'm kind of focusing on trading with larger size for very small little pieces. And that's not my absolute favorite, because with the broker that I trade with, when I trade with larger size like that, I'm also going to be burning commissions. So if I bought on this 50,000 shares, my commission would be, to buy it, it would be around $100, maybe a little higher, 150, be another 150 to sell. So if I do that 3 or 4 times, I'm going to be up well over $1,000 in commissions on the day. It's going to happen real quick. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be the no-brainer, obvious one to trade today. I kind of hope not, but we'll see. All right, so thank you guys who are tuning in this morning. Yesterday we had NKTX. NKTX had a high of almost $20, $20 right there on the ask. But they did announce offering yesterday, 13 million shares, 13.3 million shares, priced at $15. It was priced at the market offering. So that's not too bad. I mean, it could be worse. So it's still above that price right now. RDBX popping up a little bit there. I see that. I have this as being below its 200 moving average. Not sure exactly what accounts for that kind of move there, but yeah, I don't know. It'll be one to keep an eye on. We'll see. It's just right now a little difficult to know what is the most obvious stock to trade. What's the obvious one to focus on? RDBX, you can see it hitting the scan there as it pops just a little bit higher. Farmer Momo, float. Float is over 10 million though. EVOK broke through 108. So pops up there 6 cents a share. There's 1.9, there's 1.10. Some sell. It looks like maybe a hidden seller at 1.10. EVOK. See, there's that hidden seller finally broke there, so it goes up to 11. High now is 13. RDBX coming back up again a little bit more. Double top around there, 465. Just looking for where we may see resistance on this. Yeah, JZXN, that one was on the scans earlier, but just selling off. No bounce. So a reminder as always for those tuning in, trading is risky and most beginner traders lose money, and my results are not typical. So I encourage you to take it slow, trade in a simulator before you put real money on the line. Good morning, Trey. EVOK pulling a little higher. High is 16, there's 17. So, you know, you've got slightly declining volume there on that candle where it broke out to 16, 17. That can be an indicator of a possible reversal, but not always. 40,000 share seller on the ask. The high is 119. Yeah, NKTX at support here around the pre-market low, 1650, psychological support. It's a nice idea for a dip with a stop at 1650, but at the same time, it's below volume weighted average price. I don't think it's obvious. It's down 11%. It's probably just too risky to take that trade and expect that there'll be good continuation on it when you have traders probably watching things like EVOK and maybe a few others. So noteworthy, EVOK first pullback strong, second pullback strong, third a little bit more of a grind, fourth in here, so it's getting extended. You're getting to a point where you really need a 5-minute pullback to help reestablish what a logical entry would be. That's not just buying the high a day. Warrior students, those of you who dipped out earlier yesterday, you may have missed let's see. You may have missed the business class that I was talking about, so I'll give you the link for that if you'd like to check it out. You can check it out later today. So that class will start next Monday at about 1 o'clock. So you've got a little less than a week before class starts, and that class will run through the whole month of May. Most likely it'll run through the whole month. It'll be a bit of a longer class. We'll be doing daily classes. So yeah, so you guys can check that out here, and you can replay. It's about an hour-long session where I broke down the curriculum for the class. So the chapters, this is part 2, part 1, and then 15 chapters in part 1, and then another 25 chapters in part 2. So it'll be daily classes taught through the whole month of May as part of a workshop. And then at the end of the month, if there's a smaller group that wants to continue into the summer, then we'll continue into the summer. So you could check your emails. Yep, classes will be live. So that's coming up next week. So I'll remind you guys about it. I'll continue to remind it as we get closer to the beginning of class. I want to make sure we have a good group of a good group who are part of that class. I think it's going to be really nice for those that are business minded. They'll start at 1 o'clock each day. Of course, the classes will be recorded and then uploaded so you can rewatch them later. So the classes will start at 1, and some days will run longer and some days will be a little shorter depending on how many chapters I'm going to teach on that day. I have some guests that will join us, so some days will be longer, some days will be shorter. But if you end up having to dip out, that's okay, because you can always watch the replay, because we'll record the classes. I'm going to get pretty deep into SEO and content marketing, so we'll be pretty detailed on that. That's not the topic for the entire course, but it's definitely a topic that we'll be covering. So the high here is 119, 119, there's 120. Seller at 120. Yeah, I mean, realistically, even if you had bought the very low there, which is your like fifth pullback, you're up 7 cents, 8 cents. This is a little tricky, but we may, you know, I'm watching. I'm just wondering, where can I feel like I'm managing risk in a better way? Or where does it start to go parabolic, right? Kind of one or the other. So your high there is 23. Certainly if it got over $1.50, then we're looking for $1.75 and $2, but so it's starting to move a little faster here. I'm gonna take a quick long at 25, and let's see if we get up to the 30 spot. I'll add over 29. So like I said, once it kind of starts to open up a little bit more, we're up 200%. Added at 27. And then we'll look to add at 30. And let's see if we get a move on this up to 35, 40. Add at 29 right there. So looking for the breakthrough 30. Taking a little off the table there at 28. High was 29, new order goes at 30. So, you know, in at 25 or so, adding at 27, 28. Small profit at 28. And now we're seeing that high volume, which is good, but now we're coming into another pullback. Right? So holding a small position here, and let's see if this turns into a dip and then a break through 29. Added at 23. Trying to buy the dip here. And then I would add back a little bit more aggressively if this breaks over 27, 28 for the break of 30. So watching 27. Added 26 there, 27 coming up. Now will we break through 28 and 30? Let's see. So I want to see if we break through $1.30 and then go up to $1.35. Added at 29 there for the break of 30. And now we've got 31. and taking a little profit off the table, 30, down to small size. Only went to 31. New order would go 32. So, you know, just like burning commissions a little bit, but making a little money. So now let's watch the next dip. I don't normally trade stocks this cheap. I don't like to because it burns commissions. At the same time, this is, you know, this is up 225%. Well, I started with, I think it was 12,000 or 13,000 shares. And then when I added at, let's see, wherever it was, I was adding 1,500 shares with my hotkey. So it wasn't adding enough to increase my average beyond fractions of a penny. High of that candle is 31. You know, if you're already holding 15,000 shares or whatever it is, adding another 2,000 isn't going to increase. I mean, you're adding, but it's not going to increase your average enough necessarily to move it up to a whole another penny. So watching 31. Added back there at 29. Let's see. So average is 29 right now. Orders at 31. Selling at 27. Can always get back in. Added at 30. Added at 31. Now looking for 35. Watch over 34. So now we're looking for this to pull away for a squeeze up to 40. As I see 33 thin out, I'm going to add at 33. So green on the tape, adding at 33. Looking for 34, 35, and then I want to see if we break and squeeze up to 37, 38 for a move up to 140. Added there at 33, see how we're thinning out. Now we're going to look for 34 to thin. Watching 34 to thin out. And then up to 35. So added right there at 34, green on the tape. Now looking for 35 and then 36. 34 thinning, added at 35. 35 thinning, now looking for 36. 36 already thin, added at 36. So scaling into this for the move up to 40. Took half off the table at 35. It didn't thin at 36. Holding 5,000 shares. High of this candle is 36. So the way it thinned out there and pulled, and then at 36, the wall was back. So let it pull back, holding 5,000 shares, 31 average. New order goes at 37. You never know. I mean, you could have one of these where it starts to open up faster, but just trading for really small share size right now. Added at 31 to buy the dip. Orders still at 37 to add. We'll see if it comes right back up. 36 is our high. So 31 average right now. There's 33 on the ask. Green on the tape. 33. Hit the bid at 32 with 12,000 shares. Added another $100. There's no doubt that it's extended on the 5-minute chart. You've had 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green candles in a row. So yeah, it's extended, that's for sure. But can keep trading it and see if I can capture a little bit here and there. Watching to add back if it breaks through 37. So I watched the tape, looking for it to thin out, and then that's when I would start adding. We've got 12 minutes to the opening bell. So I just keep my hand basically right on the buy button and then see how I look for that thinning. So right now it's starting to thin a bit at 34 versus the bid at 33. But there's still some sellers there, so not quite ready for me to add. Our high is on a doji. It's on higher volume red candle. So added there at 34. Now adding at 35. So what I'm going to look for is the retest at 36. Adding at 36. And now we want to see this break through 37. And let's see if we get a move up to 38 and 40. So it just kind of keeps going higher, which is good. 36 is thinning out, so I add a little bit there at 36. There's 37. 37 is already thinning out. So looking for an add at 37 for a move up to 38. Added 5,000 shares at 37. There's 38. At 3,000 actually. Looking to add another 3,000 shares at 38 as it thins out for the move up to 39. So added right there at 38 as it starts to pull away. So we're going to look for 39 and then possibly move over $1.50. Watch the break at 38. Bid stack. Added at 38. Looking for it to crack this level and pull away to 39 and then 40. See, the bid is holding there, but for how long? I'm going to hit it and take the rest off the table. $400 on that trade. High is 38. New order goes at 38. So sold at 37 and 35. How much does it dip here? The low of this last pullback was 30. So watching maybe around 30 for a pullback and a dip. Leaving an order at 39. We're due for a pullback on the 5-minute chart, that's for sure. So you can see that dip got bought up. You've got a buyer at 34. Crossed level 2 there for a second, both at 35. So now we're getting a little bit of a more defined pullback. Want to be a little careful buying right here because it's so extended on the 5-minute chart. It could certainly pull back quite a bit more. The volume weighted average price is at $1.14. Nothing else appears more interesting at the moment. It's just the leading gapper. So interesting to see how much it pulls back here. You've got 30 there on the bid, 29 on the bid, 30 on the ask. 6 minutes to the opening bell. Are added back there at 30. The 20 moving average is at 27, so we're pretty close to that. And first 1 minute candle to make a new high is 32. So I want to see if we pop over 32 and then back up to 33, 34. New orders at 40. 100,000 share buyer there at 29, 140,000. You know, it's not huge, but let's see if this breaks over 32, 33. 5 minutes to the opening bell. No, I'm going to hit the bid at 29. Take the loss on it. 1 cent loss per share. So we're pulling back a little bit more. There's a seller of 100,000 shares at 27. $26 on the bid, but thin. So one of the other things to be mindful about is we've got 4 minutes to the opening bell. When the bell rings, we could start to have halts on it, and it could halt quickly, 10%. High of this candle is 30. I still like it over 30, 31, and that's if it holds the 200. Sorry, the 20. But our 5 is not really giving us multi-time frame alignment because it's extended. Thank you for those who have tuned in and hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Really appreciate it as always. Reminder, in case you didn't already know, trading is risky. Most beginner traders lose money. My results are not typical. We don't track the typical result of traders using our software, so we can't make any guarantee that you'll be more or less successful than the average trader, so do take it slow. So right now you can see how the 10-second chart, it just gives you sort of a zoom in of what's happening on the 1 minute. But you can see how we're pulling back, right? We're stair-stepping down. So we want to switch to stair-stepping up. And that means it needs to break one of these levels, pull back, and then start to change directions. So what it's doing here, I'll add at 31, 32. This is starting to break back up, which is good. And then what I can do is I can position to add over 34, 35 for a trade at the open. So the high of this candle here was 36. I think we want to watch $1.36 really closely. We've got 32 million shares of volume. We're up 237%. I'm in right now at 32. The high of this candle is 34. 33 is thinning out a little bit. But you can see on the 10-second chart how we've kind of pivoted from stair-stepping down now to stair-stepping up. So I let it pull back, and then I'm going to look for a long over the high of this candle as we start to stair-step back up to the high of day. And we're looking for a break of 39.40 and a possible squeeze up to $1.50. Right? Back of mind target would be a halt up at the open. That would be picture perfect. So as we get closer to the open, what I want to do is kind of start to buy into high of day and try to time with about 90 seconds to the bell. Added there at 33 again, looking for 34 and 35 to keep adding. So what I'm trying to time is being long right into high of day. So looking for that squeeze through 36 and 37. We've got less than a minute to the bell. So watch for ads over 35, 36, 37, and a quick move up to $1.40. If we open at the pre-market high, we have a good chance of squeezing into a halt at the open and then gapping higher. So watching now to add at 35. 35's thinning out, so I'm adding at 35. We've got less than a minute to the opening bell. 36 is already thin, I'm adding at 36. I'm going to look to add at 37 and 38 as well. There's 37 thinning out, so I add at 37 as I see it thinning. There's 38. Now I'm going to look for 38 to thin out and add at 38, and there's 39. Adding at 39. We're coming right into the open. Now watch for the squeeze through $1.40. And we're going to look for a move up to $1.50. There's 39, adding at 39, looking for the break through 39. There's 40. There's a hidden seller. There's 40. Now let's watch 41, 42, 43. And let's see if we get that squeeze up to $1.50. Adding at 40. There's 41 coming up. 41. So now let's watch adding here. We're looking for the squeeze through $1.45 and $1.50. Watch the first dip. Add it at 36. We're getting a little pullback here. Let's see if it holds 30. Watch over $1.40. $1.40 is our spot to watch. Add it at 34 right there. It's actually giving me a risk check fail. I'm going to stop out. What's going on here? Why did it give me risk check fail? Something with the hotkey. So I ended up giving back half my profit on that. I could have taken it all off the table at 41, but I was looking for the squeeze into a halt going up. I'm going to leave my order to $1.40. So if we do a red to green, I can get a trade through $1.40, $1.45. We're pulling back right now to the support line. So watching here. High volume at the open on that red candle. Not ideal. So, sometimes they end up squeezing right into that halt, and sometimes they don't. Right now, your setup would be a red to green move. But I don't know if we're going to get a clean red to green move. But unfortunately, this one is our most obvious stock. It's the one that has the most eyes on it, being the leading gapper. So let's see if we get a red to green on it. Our high was 41. This looks like a bear flag on the 1 minute chart. So I'm going to keep trading for Warrior Pro students. Those of you guys on YouTube, thank you for tuning in for the morning show. Small green day. We'll try it again tomorrow.